Alright, so I made a bit of a mistake. It says I heart jokes. And, well, I thought this was a rehabilitation sort of thing called I heart junk. Not junk, but like... junk. But apparently I have two routes. I could either run very fast, or screw it, go ahead with my therapy and just tell you all, just pretend it is group therapy and just go and run with that. So I've been addicted to a number of things. Whippets, speedballs, Ativan, Xanax, basically your benzodiazepines. Let's see, also Businessman Special, that one's a good one. Oh, I mean, no, it's not a good one. You see, I got hooked into drugs by my first wife, Helen. I was her boyfriend, her brother, sorry. Her brother used to sell me drugs all the time. And, she used to hit me a lot. She was probably like a 4, but she'd beat me into a solid 8. Things didn't work out, basically, after a while. I got tired of her hitting me, so I moved on to my next wife, Beth. She had 12 cats. She was really into cats. I sold one of them for a speedball, and that pretty much brought that marriage to a grinding halt. Then there was Diane. Now, she cleaned me up for a few years, and that was great. But, you see, I'm a children's storybook author-illustrator, and the lack of drugs really... I wrote a book called The Dresser, and it sucked. Like, kids, I mean, it was hard enough to get them to pay attention anyway, but they just did not like the book, The Dresser, so I ended that relationship, and now I'm with Helen 2. But she doesn't like it when I call her Helen 2, so sometimes I call her Helen and do that. And it works when she's not looking at me, but when she's looking at me, she'll probably do something horrible. So basically, I want to talk to you all about drug addiction. You all look like a good crowd. You're enjoying your beers, but you're not at home, so obviously it's not a problem. You're just drinking them in public, and that's fine. So I can tell you, basically, the reason that most people try drugs and experiment with drugs is they want to know what it's like to get high off of something. So if there's a drug that you would like to know what it's like to be on that drug, or what dish would go best with it, you just go ahead and shout it out. Anybody want to know a high of a drug?
LSD.
Sorry?
LSD.
LSD. Okay, now that goes great with cherry jello. Okay, what you do is, well, first of all, let's get to the high. All right, now basically you pop it on your tongue like so, and for the first 10 minutes you're like, what's going on here, right? Then it's basically like you get hit in the face with a sack of cats. It's the closest thing I can think of. It's basically like some old man took a sack of cats and just smashed you in the face with it. And, at first it sounds cute, but cats have ribs and bones. And when they crush against your face, that is a feeling that you wish you did not pay $10 for. But after a while, you kind of get used to it. You might try jump rope, which is fun. Also, a good friend of mine, Shel Silverstein, what he used to do is take ketchup packets, and he would just smear like spirals on his bald head. And then he would say things to me like, where does the sidewalk end? And I'd be like, you live at the dead end of a cul-de-sac, it's right there. Like, where is this? I'm like, God damn it, Shel, just give me a hit of acid. And then he writes a book on where the sidewalk ends, and I showed him. Did I get a thank you or even a poem? You didn't even put a piece of fudge in there. By the way, my name is Donnie Fudge. I forgot to mention that all to you, but it's still Donnie Fudge. And maybe you've heard of my books. Round of applause. Who's heard my books before? Thank you very much, Mom. I've got books like You're Not My Real Dad, The Prince Who Married a Dragon. That's actually, I'm actually in a bit of a court battle right now with my first wife over likeness rights. She was the dragon. And she would punch me. But I've already mentioned that. I'm just gonna, I'll tell you some other drugs. I'm just gonna throw out some drug highs and, you know, maybe you guys will be informed. Heroin. That is not a fun one. It's basically like you take a George Lucas movie, like a later one, and you put that into a syringe. And then you put that into your vein. And basically you get Jar Jar Binks in your brain, and he was a real big disappointment. But if you take a little bit of Ativan, he will breastfeed you and you will sleep like a baby. A newborn baby. Well, clearly this is not therapy enough, and but I seem to be doing par, which is great, because you guys are just. I was really worried because I was gonna just be vulnerable and tell you about, you know, my problems, and I thought you were gonna laugh at my life. You didn't laugh at my life, and thank you, Jesus, for that. So this is Donnie Fudge saying, I love you all. Thank you very much. I feel better.